It's basically the story of a German woman whose husband passes away, and it's in the sort of middle of the, well, it's set in Germany when kind of Hitler was rising to power, just pre-World War II kind of really kicking off. And her husband passes away, and so to survive, she basically has this sort of split moment of going, what am I going to do? And decides to take on his identity, and she becomes her husband to survive.
I put a lot of research into the period. We actually flew over in October of last year to meet with Manfred Karger, who wrote the original German play. Ours is a new translation and adaptation which has been done by Alexandra Wood. So we met with Manfred, and he told us some really interesting history about the woman who it was based on, and he himself had literally taken kind of the bare kernels of that story. So it wasn't a play about her. It was just kind of the idea of the story behind what makes somebody do that. So I didn't want to get too caught up in that, and I didn't want to get too limited. So we did a lot of research about the period and the time of the events that she would have lived through and the experiences that she would have had. It's an incredible experience just to read it, and then to start to think about how to build it as a piece of theatre is, and there's, as Bruce said, there are no stage directions, there is no starting point. It is literally just text and memories. And that's exciting, but hugely challenging, and that's a big draw, because as an actor you always want to stretch yourself, you always want to do something that you've never done. I've never done a one-person show before, and when I read the play, I was really interested in Max and Ella. Why does somebody make those kind of decisions, and how does somebody cope with those consequences, and what is she saying and what is she not saying?
Working with one performer, it does give you this opportunity to have an intense relationship with that performer, but what you've got to do is get a balance right so you're not overloading that performer. In a rehearsal room, every question and every direction is being aimed at that performer, and you have to temper that. Sometimes you just want to rush in and throw in an idea or throw in your opinion, and actually you've got to make sure you don't swamp that performer. But once you sort out that relationship, that performer starts to come to you with more and more confidence and more ideas, and then you really start to get the benefits of working with that single performer.
She will never tell this story to anyone, any other living soul, so the audience becomes kind of part of her psyche, becomes part of her in that sense. They get to peek behind the curtain, they get to peel, back the layers of her mind, as it were, and have a look inside at what's rattling around in there and make sense of it.